Well, to turn things around a little bit, maybe be a little more positive, I heard a piece of news this week that was kind of interesting to me because I like these little gadgets. Apparently, there is a new PlayStation Portable system in the works. From what I understand, it's not going to be a standalone console like the PSP and the PS Vita were. It's going to be more focused around remote play, which at first I was kind of apprehensive about it because I was like, well, why would I have a handheld if I'm not going to be able to play, handheld games on it? But then somebody made a good point that all I use my Vita for now is remote play anyway. So, I mean, why not?
Mm-hmm.
But is that something you guys would be interested in? A remote play dedicated handheld for PlayStation?
So remote play means like I can use the handheld just to play like the PS5.
Yeah. Right? So you could leave your PS5 at home, and you could be, let's just say you're in Orlando, and you could use the new handheld to play your PS5 from Orlando.
I mean, I guess it just depends on what type of game I got. But yeah, I can see that being a good idea. I would use it. Yeah.
See, for me, I don't know if I would use
it. The graphics aren't too like toned down, I guess.
Well, I think the graphics are usually pretty well the same.
PS5 graphics.
Yeah.
You think the handheld to have the high power PS5 graphics on it?
It will, because all it needs is a 4K display. So because your PS5 is doing the work, it's just sending the video stream to your handheld. The handheld isn't actually processing graphics.
Okay. You are way more knowledgeable about this than I. So if that's the case, then I'm down with it.
Yeah. So that's the only limit with like the Vita is that it doesn't have a 4K display. So if you are remote playing PS5, I think the Vita display is a 1080p. It might be a 720 though, but I think it's a 1080p. So even if you have 4K at home on your PS5, when you're remote playing with the Vita, it's only going to come in at 720 or 1080, whatever that screen is. But with the new one, ideally, they would have a 4K, hopefully 4K OLED screen. They got it on the Switch. Why not the new PS Portable? And so you'd have a really good screen there. Hopefully.
So check this out. With those specs, a 4K screen, the OLED screen, whatever you just said right now, how much, just throw a ballpark out there. What do you think the price point of that would be? Are we paying another $500?
I wouldn't think 500 because the new Switch with the 4K, I don't know, the Switch may not be 4K, but it's an OLED screen, and that one I think is only 300 if I remember correctly. So maybe I would say 4 at the most, 400 for the new PlayStation Portable handheld.
Maybe. I mean, I have no idea. It does sound like a good idea, though, for sure.
To me, it would have to have more features, really, to justify that price. I would think that we would need the ability to download like PSP and PS Vita games and PS1 classics, just like we could with the PlayStation Vita, because that's what really sold it for me, was the ability to go and download PlayStation 1 games, PSP games and all that, and play it on the Vita on the go. So I don't think I could justify.
Sell it for me.
Yeah, I don't think I could justify $400 for just a remote play machine.
In other PlayStation news, were you done with this? I was
going to see what Toro's opinion was on it because he sat there quiet the whole time.
He was
I'm hoping you'll skip me, man. Golly, maybe they won't ask me.
No, the fans want to know.
Oh, they don't? Because they're going to be like, damn, this dude don't like Batman. No, they don't. They're like, damn, this dude,
keep that mess over there.
Yeah, keep that mess over there. Like, damn, this dude don't like nothing. So, man, I'm going to go on and tell it to you straight. No, I'm going to tell you why.
No.
I don't need that mess. On paper, it sounds good. You know what I'm saying? On paper, that sounds real good. PS5 anywhere, anytime. You know, that sounds good. But let me tell you why. Battery life on that mug gonna probably be hood out. You probably get about
probably 4 to 6 hours at best.
Man, I'm gonna do you one even lesser. I'll get about an hour 10, hour 20 minutes. Or have one of them supercharged batteries combined to that mug. You know what I'm saying? Then
if they only get an hour 10, hour 20 long battery, they might as well just not even release it.
I'm being obnoxious. But another thing, man, I'm not even knocking the Steam Deck. Some people like it, but some games ain't meant to be played Sega Game Gear style. Like, you know, like I get some adventure games. Yeah, I'm not saying don't get it, but I feel like that your experience is going to be kind of dampened. You know what I mean? Of course, they're going to release a nice, pretty commercial and show you how revolutionary it is and you need it. But once it gets put in practicality, I'm trying to use the right word, you know, had to dig deep for that one. But once they get put out there in the wild, I just think that mug ain't gonna stick. Like, you know what I mean? Make me a believer. But like Lambo say, Toro the Grouch, like keep that mess over there. Now somebody gift me that mug, you know what I'm saying? I'll try it out. Like hint, hint, you know, these sponsors want to change my mind, feel free. But as far as me spending my hard-earned ducats on that mug, my guap, absolutely not. I'm not doing it, you know? I tell y'all what, from experience, you know, I was a Nintendo Switch owner. I took it around, tried the whole run around with the Switch and, you know, sit somewhere and play it. It was cool for about 15 minutes. Then I was like, yo, it's not all that. A lot of the time when I was out, you know, I'd be distracted with something else. Now, it might be cool for little Timmy and friends to have their PlayStation 5 portables, but you put that in the hands of a child, are they going to keep up with it? No, I just think it's a bad, you know, idea. But, you know, it could be somebody else out there whose lifestyle is different from mine. So I don't want y'all thinking that I'm being grouchy saying y'all shouldn't get one. More power to you. But as for me, I'm not invested, you know, like I said, my guap into that. But, you know, more power to you. And I hope you have a blast, you know. But that's the answer. That's why I was hoping y'all skip me. I ain't want to ruin the mood. But no, absolutely not.
And I'll add this to what you were saying, and then we can move on. For me, even though I do use my Vita mostly for remote play now, I'm not remote playing while I'm on the road. It's remote playing when I'm in the other room, like, you know, laying down about to go to sleep. So, you know, the PS5's in the game room, I'm in the bedroom, or if I'm, you know, just chilling on the couch, I don't use it on the road to remote play. I will take it on the road, but that's to play, you know, PS1 classics and downloaded Vita games, but never remote play.
Right.
You heard it here first. TYFP reviews.
So I saw this a couple of times online, and I didn't know if it was real or fake because I was like, I don't know if this is a real thing, but I think it is. But I saw this article saying that Sony got this patent to get the controller where it can go hot and cold. Did y'all see that?
No, I did not. Where y'all putting all this interesting ass gaming news, anything new and fun? I feel like I'm not upholding that deal. Yeah, golly, I'm about to make something up.
They said
make something.
They said in the handles. They said in the handles, like when you play the game, like where it vibrates at, like in the handle part in the palm. They got a patent so that they could make the controller hot or cold. I guess if you're playing a game, so if you're playing like Mortal Kombat, you get frozen by Sub-Zero, your character, and then the controller can like go cold a little bit. I guess I don't know how cold, but I saw this and I was like,
I mean, ice cold, hopefully,
you know. But
you sure they didn't publish that article on April Fools and you just got to it late? That sounds kind of wild.
It could be. It could
be. That does sound like an April Fool's kind of.
Y'all hear about the controller? You clap your hands and it run off the stand and jump in your hand. That's what they sound like to me. You know what I'm saying?
Maybe I should have researched this before I brought it up.
Hypothetically, let's say this is a real feature.
Okay.
I'm gonna put this one up there with adaptive triggers. It's a cool feature for about 30 minutes. And then you realize how much of a drain on your battery life it is and how annoying it can be to have to recharge your controller every 4 hours. So it's going to be a feature that I probably turn off most of the time.
Yeah. So I know you already say I'm grouchy and I'm from the old school gaming era. But
grouch it up!
Man, I'm going to tell you like this. Battery life ain't never been a problem for me because I still use a cord in my PS5 controller, so I have infinite power and I have no regrets. I got 10-foot cord. Yeah, you know what I'm saying? I do not get this is a short rant from your pal.
10-foot cables.
I do not get. I'm just gonna put it out there. I cannot wrap around my mind that people will buy these PlayStation 5 controllers and them mugs got a HUD out battery life, probably about 4 hours. And they'll play wireless just for convenience. Whereas me,
I usually
you know
get
what I'm
6
saying?
to 8 out of mine.
Shoot, mine be draining fast. I don't know. And
Do you
then
turn the
fancy,
adaptive triggers off?
I think so. I think I did. I don't know. Sure. You know, I got default settings in mine. You know
probably not then.
But yeah, man. The battery life ain't good enough. You know me. It be some days my brother challenged me to a fight. I don't know if we gonna add KOF footage to this episode or not. We probably are since we covering a lot of gaming news. But if y'all see any of this KOF,
you should be using
gameplay,
one of these anyway.
Oh yeah, I don't know about all that. I can't adapt to that thing. But you know what I'm saying? I don't know if Lambo put the KOF stock footage while we was talking or not. We just have to find out. Okay. So
it's right here.
This footage that's been playing before, I'm just saying I didn't know if you had it running before because you know that's some lengthy footage, probably like an hour worth of footage. But anyway, it's back to my story.
Episode. We're not going to cut to anything else.
Oh man. Me and my brother have a heated rivalry that spans over like 25 years in fighting games, right? So whenever he comes by, it's awful. I make awful life choices. Like I have to be at work at like 5:30 a.m. and this fool will pop up like 11:30 talking about, bitch, run them hoes. I'm like, man, chill. And you know what? We gotta fight. You know what I mean?
Bro, you say that. I was gonna say you say that. But remember how many times you'd call me, I'd be about to go to sleep, you'd be like, hey, what are you doing? You want Soul Calibur? Sorry, baby, gotta go.
Yeah, man, I used to get him in hot water. They about to go to bed, and he challenged me. I can't turn it down. So yeah, so
sorry, baby.
I'll drag my feet to work. About 4 hours of sleep in the tank. Be huddled out. Be over here, eyes hurting, blinking hard. You know. So back to what I was saying. We be having them legendary battles. Man, I veered off path. But we be having them legendary battles. I need that infinite power source for my controller, you know? So that's why I think on paper that the PlayStation 5 portable ain't gonna be no good idea, you know, practicality. But who knows? I could be wrong. I hope y'all enjoy it.
What about the hot and cold feature?
Oh, yeah. Like you said, good on paper, but don't nobody, well, I won't say don't nobody. I'm pretty sure the minority wants to have their hands frozen every time Sub-Zero spammers freeze you with an ice ball. You don't want to feel that every time. Yeah. And it might mess with the durability of the controller. You never know what type of wear and tear that temperature change could put on a controller. So maybe they could prove me wrong. The human race has achieved some great things. So maybe they'll prove me wrong again. We'll see. But yeah, that's the end of my little review rant. I hope y'all enjoyed it. You know, this is raw and uncut, you know, feelings and thoughts right off the rip. That be us. So yeah.
And that, as they say, is that.
That, yeah.
And that's that on that.
So what else was you telling me, BLJ? I've been waiting to talk about it. I've been rocking back and forth. About that. Oh. Yeah, come on. Let me go and talk about it right quick. I ain't gonna talk about it long. What's up? Gonna lay it on the
I'm trying to think when we was talking about pregame. We had some other stuff to speak about.
I know what it is.
I didn't write it down.
I know exactly what it is.
I'm talking about.
I know the main thing, but I thought we had something.
No. I know what he's talking about.
Yeah. What did you say?
I know this.
Oh, you go, Lambo. I don't know.
Yeah. You told me Ed Booney might remaster something.
Yeah.
Oh! Before we get in there. Before we get into that, smaller story, right? So there was an interview with Harada.
I'm gonna go make
recently,
a sandwich.
Where they asked him what's his favorite Mortal Kombat character. Harada said his favorite Mortal Kombat character is Raiden. So then
I know Hootie Bob. Hold on, I know Hootie Bob stomping his hands and clapping his feet right now. Shout out to Hootie Bob. But I'm kind of disappointed in Harada for saying that mess. But anyways, continue. I'm sorry, man. Made me mad.
So then,
Raiden, that boy, give me flashback.
So then when he said that, of course, people want to know, oh, Ed Boon, like, do you have a favorite Tekken character? He was like, sure. His favorite is Haron, actually.
Yo, there you go, Lambo. Kind of disappointed he didn't pick Lost, but, it is what it is. You know what I'm saying?
So
that's a cool story.
There's a small part of me. Like, I know this probably would never happen. But when I saw this, it made me think briefly, like, is this their way teasing like a MK versus Tekken thing? And I was like, I don't really think they want their Tekken characters to get gutted and beheaded, so maybe not. But it would be a cool fantasy.
Maybe Brian.
You know what I mean?
Brian.
But see, that's the only...
man, I ain't trying to cut you, but Lambo done kind of got me hyped.
Go.
Brian, I agree with you, like, even more than Kazuya. And Kazuya is ruthless. But Brian would be my number one pick to be featured in an MK game. Like, I agree. But...
he's been around since Tekken 1, hasn't he?
Nah, Brian Fury popped up in three. Yeah.
Three.
But get this, though. Geese was featured in Tekken 7. Now, King of Fighters 15 has been out for a while now. And I was sitting here thinking, like, since SNK lent Geese to them, they struck a deal where they have a Team Tekken. And it ain't happened yet. I'm not saying it won't happen, but I'm sitting here thinking that maybe just because one character got featured in a game, that don't mean that the other ones have to be in another game. So it's quite possible that a Mortal Kombat character will be in Tekken. They just won't do any fatalities. And I know there will be some Mortal Kombat tryhards that get mad, but bro, I'm gonna tell you like this. Mocap could be in Tekken 8, and I would not care. It's representation. You know what I mean? Like, that would be so cool. But here's the other thing I'll ask y'all. Oh, boy, don't say that. Boy, boy, you might be hot around the collar, but I'm going to ask y'all this. If you could have one Mortal Kombat character, any game, one Mortal Kombat character that could make it in Tekken 8, who would it be? And then I got another one for you. From a logical standpoint, one that you want in there, and if you had to guess who would be in Tekken 8.
Me personally, this is not like my favorite character, but I'm a big fan of Sub-Zero.
Yeah.
I would say Sub-Zero just because I've seen how fireballs work with Akuma. It wasn't really like a huge deal, but it was still a part of his game plan. But you could sidestep him if you shot the fireball like full screen. But if you use it as a poke, the fireball is more like prevalent.
A lot of people weren't too happy about that.
Oh yeah. But I would like to see Sub-Zero just because of his freeze mechanic. I would like to see how Tekken would incorporate like his ice clones or just freezing.
So how do y'all propose this?
I would like to see that.
I'm just going off of Tekken FGC lore. A lot of people are alienated by Akuma and Geese inclusion in the game because they say fireballs are not a Tekken mechanic. And it kind of breaks the game.
Yeah, that's why they're guest characters.
Yeah. So, but even so, I get where they're coming from when there's a lot of money on the line. You know what I mean? So here's my proposition to fix that. Not trying to take your spotlight. Have Sub-Zero freeze people, but just mid-combo. Like, let's say he does a combo, he freezes them, and immediately after he shatters them with another attack. They don't sit there frozen. Boom. Problem solved. You know what I'm saying? He still has his freeze on it. Yeah, he still has his freeze element in the game, but it's part of a combo and it's part of his rage art. problem solved. But yeah, go ahead, man.
Well,
My bad.
That would make perfect. No, that would make perfect sense. Like, even if they were like, all right, we don't want him to have fireballs, but if his like core moves like freeze you to some degree, then he's still Sub-Zero freezing you. So it would make sense. He doesn't necessarily need a fireball. You know, as long as you have ice on him and he's freezing you to some degree, problem solved. You know what I mean? So yeah, that would work.
Okay. So,
but that would be my pick, though. That would be my pick.
Yeah. What about if you had to guess who would they bring? Who do you think it would be?
Oh, MK to Tekken?
Yeah.
I really feel like they'll go with, you know, like one of the main guys.
Like who?
Not Scorpion or Liu Kang. Most likely, probably Liu Kang.
That's what I want.
I don't think they would go with Liu Kang.
Yeah, you tripping. Anyways, we're gonna get to you in a minute. Well, hold on, we're gonna get to you in a minute. BLJ, continue. Why do you think they go with Liu Kang?
Well, like, there's a part of me that says, like, out of all the characters, he's the one that I feel like he just would fit more in like the Tekken universe.
Yeah,
Liu Kang's already in Tekken. But they call him martial law.
Like,
whoa, calm down.
Yeah, but that's why I feel like they might not put him in
martial law. Ain't got no mullet.
Actually, no,
he ain't got no mullet. He ain't got no headband.
Actually,
calm
they've
down.
done a good job at separating the two.
That's right.
They actually are their own characters, so they wouldn't they wouldn't like, you know.
Yes, he did.
Be the same. So
yes, he did. That's what I'm talking about. Thank you for sharing.
I think you'll either be that. Or maybe like Sonya Blade. You know, one of those two.
Sonya Blade and Tekken, boy, that would be nasty. Boy, I'll be crunk, boy. Oh, Lord. Now that's what's up. That's what's
I honestly think it would be one of those two, though.
Yeah.
If that were to happen.
Square business. Okay. Man, what about you, Lambo?
I'm gonna go ahead and start with
Yeah.
I'm going to start with who I think it would be, since that's what BLJ was in and on, and I was kind of hinting at that. I don't think it would be Liu Kang, just because I don't feel like NetherRealm as a studio looks very favorably on Liu Kang. I feel like anytime there's a guest character or they want to highlight the game and they only can choose one or two characters, they never pick Liu Kang. The only time he's been the highlight is for the movies. And even then, with the last movie, they put him to the sideline for this new guy that doesn't even exist in the games. So, like, I don't think it would be Liu Kang because NetherRealm doesn't care about him.
Design choice.
Yeah, Cole was terrible. So, I think most likely it would be Scorpion just because it's Ed Boon's favorite, but I could also see it being Raiden or Sub-Zero because they've both guest starred in another fighting game anyway.
But that's my point. Check it, man. That's getting played out, man. Like, I'm not trying to sound like a brat. Like, I'm tired of seeing them in feature.
I'm just saying most likely. I'm not saying the one I want. I'm saying that's what I think it would be, just based on their past.
Weird. Get this. You want to know what's so weird? Like I say, it's kind of played out that Scorpion in this game, Scorpion in that game.
Fire God tattoos.
No, sir. Oh, yeah, that's weird too. But that ain't what I was getting at. I don't think y'all. I've never heard y'all say this, and I don't feel this way either. Like, we say Raiden, Sub-Zero, Scorpion, they kind of played out, but Ryu has been featured in a lot of stuff. But every time they reveal Ryu, like, I don't be like, man, get that mess out of here. I'm tired of looking at Ryu. He got some type of charm that when you see him show up, you like, yo, Mr. Street Fighter is here. Like, I'm a rewind the time machine back. BLJ, remember when we saw that fool in Power Rangers Battle for the Grid? Boy, that was hype. His combos was hype. He's in a Power Rangers uniform, you know, alongside the First Lady of Fighting Games, Chun-Li. And boy, that mug was live. You know what I mean? Like, it's something about Ryu being able to touch down and people get excited. There's this video on YouTube. I don't know who did it, but it shows you all the featured games he's been in. He's been featured in a lot of games and people love it. You know, Ryu is just that dude, man. But yeah, my bad, man. You say Sub-Zero, Scorpion, or Raiden.
I remember I was equally I was equally excited about it when he got in Smash too.
Yeah,
I thought it was cool
I was thinking about that. Yeah, that's wild. But Lambo, I'm curious now. Who would you like to see in Tekken from MK?
So I've been thinking about it, and like, Yeah, Sub-Zero would be cool. He's one of my favorite characters, but I don't really want to see him in Tekken because I'm also thinking about who do I want to see interact with the Tekken characters, not just who do I want to see in a 3D Tekken game, you know?
Yeah.
And as far as interacting and having interesting things to do and talk about with the other Tekken characters,
let's see.
I think I got to go with Johnny Cage.
I knew you was gonna say it. I'm glad you did it. Now I ain't gotta waste mine. But that's a good pick.
You gotta waste it.
I'm glad you picked him. I ain't gotta.
I do have to say, my runner-up though was Havoc. I feel like Havoc would be pretty interesting in Tekken, but I think Johnny Cage would probably make the most sense with where it looks like the story's going.
Yeah.
So. I feel like Johnny Cage for Tekken 8 specifically. In a Dream Tekken game, I'd probably go with Havoc because we could set up some really crazy stuff with him and Dr. Boskanovich and all that fun stuff. Yeah. But for Tekken 8 specifically, I think Johnny Cage is probably the one I want to see the most.
Man, to see JC.
Can you imagine him trying to hit on June?
Yeah, to see JC interact with, like I said, Paul and Law, I feel like he'd be part of their little clique. And I just feel like his moves, like Shadow Kick, and what is it? His flip kick and his shadow uppercut, man. But I'm like what I was saying with Sub-Zero.
Nut punch.
They should, that too. They should add. They'll probably do something in Tekken where it's part of his rage art and he punches him in the stomach or something. Yeah. But technically, Nina kicks you in the sack. You know, they just don't emphasize. They just make them stagger. So my thing is, they should implement. They don't even
give it the little bell ding like they do with some Nina.
They should implement his force balls in his combos, and it will be fine. Just like his shadow kick, it shouldn't be a spammable projectile, but it should be a part of his combo string, and that would be just fine. That would be so cool to see him in Tekken. That's a good pick. I'm so glad that you put him on the table so I could talk about it because I didn't want to break the rules. You know what I'm saying? You already know. Hell yeah.
But yeah, so that was the conversation they had. Harada said he liked Raiden. Boone said he liked Howrong. So that's where this conversation stemmed from. But yeah, it was a cool little conversation they had. But But in other MK news,
hold on, bro. Look, first he didn't skip me about. He didn't skip me with the other one I didn't want to talk about. Something I want to talk about. He skipped me, boy. Just calling here. Boy.
You just said you. No. You said you was going to choose Johnny Cage.
No,
he said he's glad I said Johnny Cage, so he didn't have to waste his choice on Johnny Cage.
Boy.
Oh, okay. We'll go. Yeah, what's up?
Man, I don't know, man. I'm kind of hurting right now. Leave me a minute to recover, man. I thought this was a 3-man show. You know, all equal opportunity.
Man, BLJ's ready to move on. He said he's tired.
Push me to the back. Nah, I feel him. Y'all just got me hyped right quick. But first off, a character that I feel they would add in there, man, I'm finna be biased, man. I'm finna go and be biased, bro.
Don't do it.
My boy, the legend, the immortal champion. I'm gonna be quick about it. Nah, bro. Luke Kang got to show these boys what the immortal champion can do. He said, "Mate, nah, man. I just feel like, and I could be biased, but I just feel like with all this Tekken 8 technology and hardware, bro, man, I just feel like him walking out of some flame aura like he did in Mortal Kombat X and, you know, going into his little stance, boy, that's when I will yell at the TV. They probably call the cops or something. Man, somebody in the apartment, something wrong with that food. But no, I'll be hyped. Like, I'm not going to elaborate on his moves. But if they give me a Tekken combo string where in the middle of that combo string, he do a bicycle kick, boy, I'm going to flip out. You know what I mean? And he do his little Shaolin bow and stuff. I feel like I know Scorpion Sub-Zero, but I feel like in a game like this, Liu Kang is a contender to be picked to be Tekken because it's martial arts and he can elaborate on his Shaolin martial arts. Now, if I had my pick, biased again, if I had my choice, you would think it'd be Liu Kang, which it is, but at the same time, if I couldn't pick Liu Kang, I got to go with the Baddie J. Like, bro,
that's where we all knew you were going.
Man, I guess I'm just transparent because if I could get Jade in
Toro's
Tekken,
got 2 characters in all of MK that he likes.
I'm just saying, bro.
Everyone else trash.
Nah, bro. Nina got her guns. Law got his nunchucks. Jade can use her bow staff in combos, man.
Yeah.
And, you know, her rage arts, she can do her boomerangs and her kicks. And she'll have some sultry pose at the end because I'm going to do a throwback to Mortal Kombat 11. Oh, I love me some Jay. I'm gonna do a throwback to Mortal Kombat 11 when she throws that boomerang and she catches it without looking and she does that sultry laugh. I'm like, yo, this is the character of all characters. Too bad she in love with that blood drinker that I don't like. You know what I'm saying? But I'm gonna put the.
You mean the best character in the game?
No, sir. But I'm gonna go ahead and screw that lid on that jar. I'm sorry, BLJ. Continue, please.